As soon as the problem was revealed in the helicopter, he was asked to return immediately by the ATC. But this time, the helicopter had gone to the sea. The captain still had confidence in about 1.5 kilometers inside. They will reach the edge at the right time. But the 16 workers present in the helicopter so far did not know anything about this problem. They feel that they are going to work. It must have been just 8 minutes returning. The captain was afraid of Jess. The same was the helicopter out of control. It was the helicopter Flight 9 helicopter Flight 491, fresh in the ocean south of Stageones. 17 people date were lost of throwsing in morning dut helicopter crash 2. The ocean de sunken cooker. Helicopter cooker air tracity is now turned from shock to grievin. The crash of a cooker helicopter on it is to hyperania. Flight 4191 Randon, a trouble not long after taking off in Stones. The story started from Saint Zone International Airport in Canada. The time was March 12, 2009, a day that would mark the beginning of a significant journey. On this day, a helicopter was scheduled to embark on a crucial mission. The rotors began to spin, and the anticipation in the air was palpable. The destination for this helicopter was an oil rig situated far out in the sea. This rig was a vital hub for extracting crude oil from the ocean floor. 16 dedicated workers, all essential for the continuous operation of the oil rig, were on board. Their task was to ensure the uninterrupted extraction of crude oil, which after refining powers our vehicles and industries. The entire journey took the helicopter 1.5 hours, a routine yet critical flight over the vast expanse of the ocean. By 9 p.m., all 16 workers had boarded the helicopter, ready for their shift on the oil rig. Their commitment to their work was evident in their punctuality and preparedness. In addition to the workers, there were 2 other crew members responsible for the safe operation of the helicopter. The final helicopter took off at 9:15 a.m., ascending smoothly into the sky. This was no ordinary helicopter. It was a much larger model, designed to accommodate 19 people comfortably. However, on this particular flight, there were only 18 people on board, leaving 1 seat empty. Everything was proceeding according to the daily routine, a well-oiled machine in motion. The journey from St. John's to the oil rig, named Hibernia, covered a distance of 315 kilometers. A route well known to the crew. This was not the first or second flight of this helicopter. It had traversed this route dozens of times, each trip as important as the last. The helicopter had become a familiar sight on this path, a lifeline connecting the oil rig to the mainland. Soon after the flight commenced, the Air Traffic Control, ATC, began tracking the helicopter, ensuring its safe passage through the skies. On this day, the weather over the Atlantic Ocean was stormy, just as predicted. The crew was prepared, having navigated through such conditions many times before. The journey was challenging, but their experience and training made them ready for anything. The weather was absolutely normal. In the 20-minute journey, everything was normal. Everything was going on according to the plan. Similarly, 20 minutes passed and nothing unusual happened. Workers were enjoying seeing the clouds spread in the sky. But the next moment, as soon as the 40-minute mark was completed, the helicopter started reporting 0 oil pressure in the main gearbox, which was not right for the crew because this had never happened to them before. The first officer looked back at all the checklists. He saw all the things were normal. Means? Really, the oil pressure is down. This is a critical situation that requires immediate attention. And without delay, the news should be reached to ATC. The air traffic control must be informed right away to coordinate the next steps. As soon as the problem is detected, they should first consult the manual to check for any troubleshooting steps. The manual is their first line of defense in such emergencies. But it was said by the crew that this is not a manual problem. The issue seems to be more severe and cannot be resolved by following the manual alone. It is down the oil pressure down in Akai, as there was no other solution to fix it. The oil pressure warning light confirms the severity of the situation. So ATC asked them to return immediately. The air traffic controllers are now guiding them back to safety. But by now, they had come to the sea more than 1.5 kilometers. They are quite far from the coastline, making the return journey challenging. It will also take a long time to return. The pilots must navigate carefully to ensure they make it back without further complications. Except for this, they had to return due to no way. The only option left is to head back to base, hoping they can make it in time. Helicopter turns out towards helipad. They will take half an hour according to the distance. Anything could happen to them during the premises to reach the helipad. Keeping this in mind, ATAC was made a cataract from the helicopter all the time, as sent. Jones is very close to the North Pole. The temperature there remains completely down throughout the year. According to the report of the time, there was a temperature of water. 0 degrees Celsius waves were 2 to 3 meters high when the winds had speed 37 kilometers. In such a situation, the worker was going to get cold. He was dressed in an emergency suit to avoid hypothermia. This suit had the ability to keep humans alive even at minus temperatures for 24 hours. He believed the oil pressure. They will reach before they are absolutely zero, but it did not happen at all. It was only 8 minutes returned. The oil pressure became absolutely zero. Suddenly, this was not possible. Understanding the mechanism of a helicopter is crucial. It uses the power of the engine to rotate both the main rotor and the tail rotor. The main rotor provides the lift needed for the helicopter to ascend, while the tail rotor ensures stability and prevents the helicopter from spinning uncontrollably. Regular maintenance of the gearbox is an essential part of keeping the helicopter in optimal condition. The gearbox transfers power from the engine to the rotors, and any issues here can lead to significant problems. If the gearbox fails, the lifting power provided by the main rotor will be compromised. This can result in the helicopter losing altitude rapidly. When the rotor slows down, it indicates that the helicopter is inevitably descending. This situation requires immediate attention to avoid a crash. Problems are not limited to the main rotor. The main rotor is connected to the tail rotor, and any issues with the tail rotor can affect the entire helicopter's stability. If the tail rotor loses power, the helicopter will start spinning uncontrollably. This is a dangerous situation that can lead to an emergency landing or worse. Proper maintenance and understanding of the helicopter's mechanism are vital for safe flight operations. At the same time, they ask about the ATC oil temperature. The answer received from the crew was disturbing. It was told that the oil temperature is absolutely normal, but it is impossible for this to happen because if the oil is leaking, then the friction of the gear will increase. If the friction increases, energy will come out, which means the rise in the temperature of the gearbox would be normal, and it was not so at all. The oil temperature is still showing normal. There were two possibilities here. Either the first gear is leaking from the walk, or this alert is wrong. If seen in the same way, if this problem was real, then the temperature of the gearbox should increase. As the captain said to ATC, the temperature of the gearbox is normal, meaning they had time to reach the shore. Whatever the problem was in the helicopter till now, it did not seem like this at all. Pause 3s. With the helicopter safely back on the ground, the crew wasted no time in initiating a thorough investigation. The captain, along with the maintenance team, began examining the gearbox and other critical components. Pause 2s. Video footage from the helicopter's internal cameras was reviewed meticulously, and every detail was scrutinized to uncover any anomalies. Pause 2s. The maintenance team also consulted with the helicopter's manufacturer to cross-check the data and ensure they weren't missing any crucial information. Pause 2s. Meanwhile, the ATC logged the incident and prepared a report that would be shared with aviation authorities. The goal was clear: to determine the root cause of the oil pressure issue and prevent it from happening again. Pause 3s. As the investigation unfolded, it became apparent that there was more to this issue than initially thought. The team had to dig deeper to uncover the hidden truth behind the malfunction. Pause ones. To further understand the complexities of the issue, experts in helicopter mechanics and aviation safety were brought in. Pause twos. These specialists began by analyzing the data collected from the helicopter's flight recorder, looking for patterns or anomalies that could explain the sudden drop in oil pressure. Pause twos. They also reviewed historical maintenance records and compared them with similar incidents in the past. Pause twos. The goal was to identify any recurring issues or overlooked maintenance tasks that could have contributed to the malfunction. Pause twos. Video. 1. Experts examining flight data on computer screens. Video 2. Close-up of flight recorder data being analyzed. Video 3. Maintenance records being compared with historical data. Video 4. Experts discussing findings in a meeting room. Video 5. A visual representation of potential oil pressure issues on a whiteboard. Pause twos. As the expert analysis progressed, new theories emerged. Pause ones. Could it be a rare mechanical failure or perhaps an issue with the oil itself? Pause twos. The team knew that finding the answer was crucial not just for this helicopter, but for the safety of future flights. Pause twos. The investigation was far from over, and the experts were determined to leave no stone unturned. Pause ones. While the experts delved into the technical aspects, the human side of the story began to unfold. Pause twos. Video 1. Survivors being interviewed. Faces blurred for anonymity. Pause twos. Survivors of the harrowing incident shared their experiences, offering a deeply personal perspective on the crisis. Pause twos. Their accounts revealed the terror and uncertainty they felt as the helicopter's oil pressure dropped. Pause twos. Video 2. Footage of the helicopter moments before the emergency. Pause twos. One survivor recounted how they clung to their seat, praying for a safe return. Pause twos. Video 3. A close-up of a hand gripping a seatbelt tightly. Pause twos. Another described the eerie silence that filled the cabin, broken only by the frantic communications from the cockpit. Pause twos. Video 4. Cockpit footage showing the pilot's tense expressions. Pause twos. These stories highlighted the bravery of the crew and the resilience of the passengers. Pause twos. Video 5. A group photo of the survivors and crew united after the ordeal. Pause twos. Their experiences serve as a poignant reminder of the human cost behind every mechanical failure and the importance of ensuring such incidents never happen again. Pause ones. From these survivor stories, important lessons emerged that could shape future safety protocols. Pause twos. Video 1. Footage of safety drills being conducted. Pause twos. The incident underscored the critical need for rigorous maintenance schedules and comprehensive safety checks. Pause twos. Video 2. Mechanics inspecting a helicopter. Pause twos. It also highlighted the importance of emergency preparedness, with regular training for both crew and passengers. Pause twos. Video 3. Crew members undergoing emergency response training. Pause twos. The bravery shown by the crew and the resilience of the passengers demonstrated the human spirit's remarkable capacity to endure. Pause twos. Video 4. Crew members receiving awards for bravery. Pause twos. As the industry continues to evolve, these lessons serve as a guiding light, ensuring that such a crisis is not just survived, but prevented in the future. Pause twos. Video 5. Footage of a helicopter taking off smoothly into the clear sky. Pause twos. Pause ones. As we reach the conclusion of this harrowing journey, we are reminded of the resilience and bravery shown by everyone involved. Pause twos. Video 1. Footage of the helicopter crew reuniting with their families. Pause twos. Their experiences not only teach us about survival, but also emphasize the importance of constant vigilance and improvement in aviation safety. Pause 2s. Video 2. Engineers working on a helicopter in a hangar. Pause 2s. The lessons learned from this incident have already begun to shape future protocols and training programs. Pause 2s. Video 3. Training session with pilots and crew members. Pause 2s. It's a testament to human ingenuity and determination that we continue to strive for higher standards of safety and preparedness. Pause 2s. Video 4. Helicopter taking off smoothly. Pause 2s. We honor the courage and dedication of those who faced this ordeal, and we commit to ensuring that the skies remain safe for all. Pause 2s. Video 5. Sunset over an airfield with helicopters in the distance. Pause 2s.